As I travel all through the world in search of the most authentic of ingredients, I come across little places where they are the most unassuming human beings, and they have these flavors with them that have been handed down from generation to generation. I love interacting and creating a twist with AUMcuisine and bringing it to each one of you. Let's explore together. Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of AUMcuisine, authentic, universal, meditative. I have a beautiful hot pan and I'm ready to make the royal miso soup. So to that hot pan, I'm going to be adding in some sesame seed oil. And to the sesame seed oil, I'm going to be adding in some tofu. Just a teeny weeny bit of tofu. I don't really like to have too much tofu in my diet. But a little bit is really nice. I'm also putting in some red onions. And as that softens up, I'm going to be adding in some ginger. The ginger is just cut into small little pieces. And then I'm going to be adding in some minced garlic. You can add as much ginger and garlic as you think you would like. To this, some bell pepper. Traditionally, the miso soup was used in Japan for its royalty. Recently, miso soup has been used a lot by the Western countries, especially the United States. But I wanted to take you back on a journey with an AUMcuisine twist. So to this, I'm now going to be adding in some broccoli. You could also use bok choy if you would like. Then I'm going to be adding in some carrots. As with everything else, as I normally tell you, it's always a good idea to have the right order in place. I'm going to be adding a little bit of green onions. Some cabbage. You could also use Napa cabbage if you would like. And to this, I'm going to be adding in some crimini mushrooms, diced very beautifully. Some brown rice vinegar. Some chili flakes. And to this, I'm going to be adding in some water. To this, I'm going to be adding in some Eden wasabi. I'm just going to put in about 1/4 of a teaspoon, not too much at all, and just mix it right through. There are lots of sources of heat in this already. There is the ginger, the garlic, the onions, and the red chili flakes, but the wasabi gives you that real authentic Japanese flavor. And then I'm going to be adding some umeboshi plum paste. I'm going to be putting in 2 heaped teaspoons. I do like the Eden Organic brand. They're really, really good with Japanese ingredients in general. And umeboshi is just a lovely pickled plum paste that works really well. I have some goji berries here, otherwise called wolf berries, that are just filled with antioxidants, and you soak them in a little bit of water. I don't need too much, but I'm going to be putting in 2 teaspoons of plumped goji berries, and I'm going to be putting in the water that it was soaked in. I can always use this for another recipe. Okay. Okay, so as that is all coming together nicely, I'd like to introduce you to this. This is a really nice vegetable bouillon cube, and all you really need, this is vegan and gluten-free, and it's GMO-free. So I'm just going to take half of one cube and add it in here. It gives you a vegetable broth, which is extremely low on the sodium part. So we'll put that away. And then I'm going to introduce you to this. This is a really, really good product. It's the Japanese restaurant style miso cup. So if you open it up, you get it with a miso soup bits, and so you have like 3 packs of these. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be adding the soft pack of the miso right there. So you could either use this, or you could just use red miso paste or yellow miso paste, as you have that available. And for such a big bowl, you might need a couple of these babies. Okay, so after the couple has been put in and it's being cooked, I'll give it about a minute with the lid closed for it all to come together. Okay, it's boiling perfectly. So to that, I'm going to be adding just a teeny weeny bit more of water. It's optional to have noodles at this time, but if you want to make the miso soup into a meal, that's a good idea. And these are the little bits. You don't really have to put them, but you know, since it came with a miso pack, I'm like, why not, right? It's from the brand Edward & Sons, and it's really nice. It has a hint of seaweed just for it to look really legit, I guess. But this is beautiful. Just look at the way that it's come together. It's really nice, and it looks fantastic. Beautiful. So how I normally like to set this up is that we make these little ohm bowls, and I like these little lids for multiple reasons. And my lovely friends at Calistoga Pottery, they make them. They're really nice, Jeff and Sally. And I'm just going to be putting this here on the side. And it's time to scoop this out. And while I do that, I'm just going to turn this off. We don't really need that. So I'm going to be putting in a lot of the actual contents of the soup, like so, with all of the broccoli and the mushrooms and everything else. Very, very beautiful. And to this, what I would do on top, right, is I'm going to be putting in some goji berries right in the center. I normally like to add a hint of spice like so. Some green chilies sometimes, or in this case, green onions on the side. And I have some really nice strips of seaweed. There you have it. So you can always just lift it, you know, and empty it directly in, or you can leave it on the side and eat it on the side. But I'm going to be doing a taste test. I just love miso soup. Really, really love. I mean, I did the macrobiotic diet for a really long time, so this was a staple. And miso soup is a staple in most Japanese kitchens, so it's comforting, it's warming, it's delightful. I really do wish that all of you have a lot of longevity and see your 100th birthday, just like the Okinawans from Japan. From our kitchen to yours, have a lovely bowl of the royal miso soup.